Welcome to Pop's Party Family, where fun and magic come alive. New videos and shorts every day. Let's laugh, learn, and play. Hey!
She traded her magic dress, then disappeared forever. Part A. Have you ever wanted something so badly that you forgot to enjoy what you already had? Grandma Annie smiled as she asked the question. 7 cousins looked at her with wide eyes while standing inside the biggest clothing store in Austin, Texas. None of them knew that before the day ended, they would hear a magical story about a princess, a mysterious promise, and an ending so surprising that they would never look at an onion the same way again. The cousins had come to spend their summer vacation with Grandma Annie and Grandpa Joe. Their parents had just driven back home after dropping them off. The house suddenly felt quieter, but Grandma Annie clapped her hands with excitement. "I have a surprise," she announced. "Everyone, grab your shoes. We're going shopping." The kids cheered so loudly that Grandpa Joe nearly dropped his morning newspaper. "Easy there," he laughed. "The neighbors will think Grandma Annie is giving away free ice cream." Grandma Annie laughed and waved a small envelope. "Each of you gets one brand new outfit. I have $100 for each of you. Choose carefully because this is my special summer gift." The children jumped into Grandpa Joe's big family van. Ethan pretended he was a race car driver. Lily kept singing silly songs. Noah made funny robot noises. Emma tried to count every red traffic light. Olivia looked out the window, already imagining stylish dresses she wanted to wear. When they arrived at the largest clothing store in town, Grandma Annie found a comfortable chair near the entrance. "I'm staying right here," she smiled. "Take your time, try things on, and most importantly, have fun." The store buzzed with happy shoppers. Bright lights sparkled across colorful clothes. Everywhere they looked were jeans, jackets, sneakers, dresses, hats, and funny t-shirts with dancing tacos, sleepy cats, and grumpy dinosaurs. Within an hour, almost everyone had found something they loved. Ethan proudly chose a blue hoodie. Emma picked a bright yellow dress covered with tiny sunflowers. Noah bought sneakers that lit up every time he walked. Lily couldn't stop spinning in her new pink skirt because it twirled like a merry-go-round. Only Olivia still hadn't chosen anything. She walked from one rack to another with her arms crossed. Too plain, too shiny, too long, too short, too many flowers. Not enough flowers, she sighed. Every dress seemed to have something wrong with it. One tired store employee whispered to another, "I think we've shown her every dress in the building." The other employee joked, "Maybe she's secretly a fashion judge." Grandma Annie walked over with a gentle smile. "Sweetheart, have you found something you like?" Olivia shook her head. "No, this store doesn't have anything special enough for me. Can we please go somewhere else?" The cousins exchanged amused looks. Ethan whispered, "At this rate, we'll still be shopping when I'm old enough to have gray hair." Everyone laughed except Olivia, who continued searching very seriously. Grandma Annie didn't get upset. She simply nodded. "All right, let's try one more store." At the second store, Olivia tried on dress after dress. Blue, green, purple, white, sparkly. Simple, fancy, casual. She studied every mirror like a detective solving a mystery. Finally, after almost another hour, she smiled. "This one is perfect." The cousins sighed with relief. Ethan dramatically wiped his forehead. "Mission accomplished. We survived Operation Dress Hunt." Everyone burst into laughter. On the drive home, the van was filled with shopping bags, jokes, and happy chatter. Grandpa Joe pretended to charge everyone one cookie for carrying extra bags, and the kids laughed all the way down the highway. Grandma Annie quietly leaned toward Olivia. "I'm glad you found a dress you love," she said softly. "But be careful. If you keep searching for perfect things all the time, you might end up like Princess Beena." Every child instantly became silent. "Princess Beena?" Emma asked excitedly. "Who was she, and why does everyone say people still cry because of her?" "Buckle up, kids," Grandma Annie said with a mysterious smile. "This isn't just a fairy tale. It's a story about a magical promise, a dangerous choice, and a secret hidden inside the layers of an ordinary onion. But before you hear how it all ended, you first need to meet the princess whose greatest wish would change her life forever. Many years ago, Grandma Annie began, in the peaceful town of Willow Creek, Colorado, there lived King Andrew and Queen Sophia. They had everything people dreamed of. Their farms were full of golden wheat, their streets were safe, and their people smiled every day. But inside the royal palace, one sadness never went away. They wanted a child more than anything else. One fall morning, an old traveler visited the palace. He told them about a magical forest hidden beyond the Blue Ridge Hills. Deep inside the forest lives the forest goddess, he whispered. If your heart is pure and your wish is true, she may answer your prayers. The king and queen left the palace the very next day. They walked through tall pine trees, crossed sparkling streams, and prayed in the quiet forest for many days. Just when they were about to lose hope, a warm green light filled the air. The forest goddess appeared with a gentle smile. I know why you have come, she said kindly. Your wish will come true. Soon you will have a beautiful baby girl. She will be loving, kind, and bring happiness wherever she goes. But remember one thing. She will have one weakness. She will always want beautiful new clothes. That desire will one day test her heart. The king and queen looked at each other without hesitation. We don't care about the flaw, they replied. We only dream of holding our child. The goddess nodded. Then your wish is granted. A few months later, the entire kingdom celebrated. A baby girl with bright eyes and shiny black hair was born. Her tiny fingers wrapped around the queen's hand, and everyone instantly fell in love with her. They named her Princess Beena. Beena grew into a cheerful little girl who loved making everyone laugh. She played hide-and-seek with the palace guards, secretly fed carrots to the royal horses, and once convinced the palace cook that the king had ordered chocolate pancakes for dinner. Even the king laughed when he discovered the trick. But as Beena grew older, the goddess's warning slowly came true. Every birthday, every holiday, and sometimes even on ordinary Mondays, she wanted a brand new outfit. I wore that dress last month, she would say. Everyone has already seen it. Soon, famous designers from New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, and even Paris came to the palace. Every week they brought sparkling gowns, colorful jackets, fancy shoes, and beautiful hats. The palace closets became so full that one poor servant opened a door, and hundreds of shoeboxes fell on him. Everyone laughed, including the servant who joked, I think Princess Beena owns more shoes than the whole kingdom. The royal tailor became so busy that he accidentally stitched one sleeve onto a royal tablecloth instead of a jacket. Grandpa Joe interrupted the story and laughed. Now that's what I call working overtime. The children giggled as Grandma Annie continued. At first, the king and queen happily paid for every new outfit. Seeing Beena smile made them happy too. But after a few years, they noticed something troubling. They were spending more time choosing dresses than helping their people. The palace was becoming filled with clothes instead of laughter. One evening, Queen Sophia gently asked, Beena, why not wear one of your beautiful dresses again? They're still lovely. Beena frowned. Because everyone has already seen them. I need something new. Those words made the king's heart sink. The king tried everything. He bought books about gratitude. He invited artists, musicians, and travelers to inspire Beena with new hobbies. He even organized a camping trip without fancy clothes. But somehow every conversation returned to fashion. One night the king sadly whispered to the queen, Our daughter has a kind heart, but her desire keeps growing. If this continues, nothing will ever feel enough. The queen quietly nodded with tears in her eyes. The next morning, they remembered the forest goddess's warning. Together they decided there was only one person who could help. With hope in her heart, Princess Beena packed a small bag and walked alone toward the magical forest. Deep inside the forest, glowing butterflies circled around her as soft green light appeared once again. The forest goddess stepped forward. I've been expecting you, Beena, she said gently before the princess could even speak. Beena lowered her head. I don't want to make my parents unhappy anymore. I know I love beautiful clothes too much. Please, can you help me? The goddess smiled kindly but looked unusually serious. I can help, she said. From tomorrow onward, a magical outfit will appear beside your bed every single morning. No one else in the world will ever own anything like it. But listen carefully, Beena. Magic always comes with responsibility. She paused for a long moment. You must never wear another person's clothes, and you must never give away or exchange the magical outfit I give you. If you break that promise, your entire life will change forever. Beena hardly noticed the warning because she was already imagining endless beautiful dresses. She quickly smiled and said, I promise. Why would I ever wear anything else if I get a brand new magical outfit every day? The forest goddess looked into Beena's eyes for a few silent seconds, almost as if she wished the princess had thought more carefully before answering. The next morning, Beena woke to find the most breathtaking dress she had ever seen lying beside her bed. As she reached out to touch it, a cold breeze swept through the room. For just 1 second, she heard a faint whisper that nobody else seemed to hear. Every gift has a hidden price, and one day, someone wearing almost nothing will take away everything you have. Beena froze. She quickly turned around. The room was empty. But far away, deep inside the dark forest, the forest goddess slowly closed her eyes and whispered, The countdown has begun. Moral of the story. Part A. The things we want are not always the things we need. Every choice and every gift comes with responsibility, so listen carefully before making a promise. The end. To be continued. In Part B.
Thank you for watching. We're so glad you're here. Like, share, subscribe, and spread the cheer. Join the Pop Street family.